Alright, I'll make a little dryer repair video here. Kenmore smartheat quietpak 9 he5. This thing would power on, you press and hold the start button and make the right noise, but then it just wouldn't start up. So turns out it was the belt, but I got it stacked up here, so rather than pulling it down, I wanted to access it from the front without taking the top off. What I found is the belt was taken off. Oh, I was surprised that the motor didn't spin without the belt. I thought I would hear some sort of whirling, but the reason for that is here's a belt tensioner, and when the belt's on, it pulls it up and you can hear it click. So that's why that won't start. So if it is turning on, making all the noises right that it should start, and then just not spinning, could just be your belt. The other part that broke was the pulley for the motor. So that's actually what broke. The belt wasn't snapped, but since I have it open, I'm doing the thermal fuse. Here's the part numbers for the pulley. And I just got this whole kit, figured I might as well change all the other stuff while I'm at it. But here's that if you need to cross-reference that part. You can get it on Amazon or whatever. But some of the issues I ran into is taking that front panel off. You don't need to take that off. You don't need to take the door off. There's a screw down here, and then there's a screw in here and here, that you have to access from the inside. So I had to go up underneath and access it and unscrew it from there. So that was a trick I didn't see on the other videos. So look out for that. The thermal fuse is in here somewhere, I'm not sure, but I guess it looks like that. Probably one of those. So cleaned it out real good. Bought some gasket material just at Home Depot, so I'll fix that stuff. Yeah, so sorry I started this late, but I wanted to show you that part, how that engages. Also, I used a 10-inch to get this off, vice grips, because this spins. So vice grips on here, and half of this wheel down here is turned off. I use this 10mm wrench on it. So hopefully this helps someone. So I already replaced the thermal fuse because that fails a lot. So while I'm in here, I figured I'd do it. I already changed something on here. I don't even remember what it was though. Maybe that igniter, one of these things in there. Anyways, fire this little cupcake on here. See, it does have a nice hex head that you can use to get it on and off when it's not broken, but they seem to all break. But I'll tighten this down. I gotta lock it up, and actually I'm gonna change those wheels out. This one doesn't spin as good as, look at that, as that one. I guess they both kind of suck, but anyways. 150. When it was snapped off, there's no hex part to get on to leverage off of, so I used a pair of vice grips on there. I think, as I said earlier, I just used a size 10 down here. It's still available right here, or maybe 11, size 11, sorry. And I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of a flat side. So that's enough to get this on there, and then tighten that down. So I'll give it a couple cranks with but that's off, that's on. Give it a couple tighten down. And I'm changing the wheels, so that's one of the new wheels, old wheels. Again, just cleaning it up. These are pretty easy. Just pop those triangle things off with a screwdriver, and then I lube it up with a little bit of WD-40 silicone. make it nice, and then slide the wheel on there. That's much better than the other one, so I think I gotta clean it a little bit more, but we're getting there. So the other wheels are on the dryer door. I think you need to pull it all the way off to get to it. So if you do want to change these on the inside here, again, these just pop off. You probably need 2 hands for it, but this is how I'm doing it. Yeah. So while I'm at it, I'm changing out the gaskets. They probably sell these at something at the store, but I just bought these at Home Depot. 3/8 inch by 3/16 inch. 3/16. I already changed them on that. Fit pretty good. And I'll show you the after on this. But it's all falling apart. So, all right, there's the finished product of the Home Depot $3 gasket. Oh, pretty good. My problem I'm having now is this belt seems to be way too big, but I measured it, it's the same size as the last belt, so I don't really know what the hell's going on. I read the directions for the first time. It says as long as those gaskets are flared inward, you're good. And then it just says it goes on the other pulley wheel and then the tensioner. But as you can see, there's a lot of slack, and I don't see anywhere else that it would get tension on. All right, so again, we're doing this from the reverse, but I don't think this has a direction, this drum, but I'm putting it back in place, and I'm gonna see where that belt lines up, because there's a pretty clear mark of where the belt was. So again, I don't think it matters really, because it's pretty symmetrical from everything I can tell, but it's going back in. I'm gonna throw this belt on here. And you could do this belt replacement with this in here. But if you can see in there, you can probably see from here without taking the drum out, that nut is what might break. That's what broke on this. Sorry for the bad video. But I guess you can stick your phone in there and take a picture like that. So that's the new one, tightened up. And let's strap this belt on. All right. So I figured this out. The belt goes around pulley like that, the motor pulley like that, and then underneath the tensioner pulley. So it was a little tough to get in, but I pulled the drum out a little bit, set it down like that, and that made it easier to pull that tensioner level pulley up and get the belts around, and then you can slap this whole thing back up there. All right, so as far as I can tell, this more or less holds this thing on here for now. So I got that in place. Drum is good. Maybe not. Looks a little weird over there. Yeah, I guess that's it. So there's just 4 screws that hold it. These 2 attach to this, and these 2 hold on to the actual fan housing. So as I said earlier, there's this screw, and then there's a screw from the inside. So you can put these in first so you can hang it up there. And then, like I said, this one will go from here in and hold on and screw into that. But this is at least so you can hang this up first and kind of get it in place. All right, there's these 2. I don't know what they are, but don't forget they got to get connected here. I took a picture before, so yellow is the bottom, black goes on top, and those kind of just sit in there like that. All right, so I'm putting this all back together. Again, I took this off. This connects this kind of door holder to that inner piece that holds the drum. You didn't need to take that off, I don't think. Maybe you did, yeah. I think you need to take these off to get this off, so you can get the drum out. Because there's a bolt up there. Maybe you could do it. I guess you could do it and slide it out from underneath, and this can stay on. That can stay one piece, but I don't know, it wasn't that hard to take this off. I'm missing a couple screws here, but reconnect this. And then I don't think my top was connected because it was just kind of loosely sitting in here. Maybe I'll throw a screw in the top. Looks like it screws go through the top, so I'll fix that when that goes back together, but there we go. All right, I got everything back together, except for this front piece. I want to make sure everything works. And we're off. Spinning in there. I see. Wheels are spinning good.